All right, y'all. We back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions. This one is called "The TikTok DoorDash Girl Situation is Insane." This story is viral right now. Let's see what's going on. Let's unpack.
Ladies and gentlemen, today you're going to see me get a little heated. Today we are talking about one of the weirdest, most confusing situations that I think I've ever seen take place on social media, and it's been one of those videos that as I've been recording it, I've been getting progressively more and more angry because I just cannot believe the way that some people operate, the way some people think about things, and it's hard to come to terms with. Guys, social media is a dangerous place, and there's a whole lot of different reasons for that, but I think one of the most prominent ones these days is the fact that everybody has forgotten the golden rule of the internet, and that's that you don't believe everything that you see on it.
At
and
all.
I feel like more than ever, that is the most dangerous thing you could possibly forget while trying to use social media or while trying to use the internet. Now, obviously, that's pretty important these days because of how convincing AI can be, but I honestly think that AI is less of an issue compared to people just saying shit, and more importantly, people just believing it. Over the last 6 months, I have seen more baseless claims about people doing things or saying things than I think I have during any other period of my life. If you use Facebook, you've probably seen what I'm talking about. There are dozens of posts on my Facebook feed every single day of some quote that a celebrity never said, some insane political action that a celebrity never did, and they'll all have like 750,000 likes with everybody in the comments section saying, yes, I love this celebrity now, or
yeah, it's out of pocket. You can put any type of accusation on people now. You can say, like he's saying, that somebody said something they didn't say. And I said this before, like, the art of fact checking is obsolete. Nobody fact checks no more. Everybody just rush to be the first to post. Nobody even checks now, especially with these videos, with these AI videos. People just rush to post, and then they wait to see all the comments come in and be like, hey, this is AI, AI, take it down. Then they take it down. Like, it's just everybody rushes to be the first to break the story. A false story at that, man. It's crazy.
Boo, I hate this celebrity now. It is easier than ever to make people believe what you want them to believe on the internet because nobody fact checks anything anymore.
Exactly. God damn. Nail on the head. Exactly what I've been saying that forever.
People literally seem to think if one person on social media says it, that it's gotta be true. And we are currently seeing this effect in full force in a way that I don't think I've ever seen before when it comes to this DoorDash sexual assault situation that I'm sure a lot of you people have heard about recently. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, a few days ago, a TikToker named IRL Monster Highdoll posted a video of her walking up to a house to deliver a DoorDash order and filming the inside, which had a man on his couch, either asleep or pretending to be asleep, with just a hoodie on, no pants, no underwear, cock and balls flapping in the wind. Like I said, she posted this video onto TikTok. It obviously got a lot of traction.
Yeah, why would she record it? Why would she record it, and why would she post it? That's the real question.
And it resulted in her being fired from DoorDash and people being split right down the middle on who is in the wrong here. Now, in the background, I'm going to play the video that started all this, or supposedly the second video that started all this. Now, this is kind of where what I used to introduce this video comes into play. If you go onto Twitter, if you go onto Reddit, if you go onto TikTok, and you look up DoorDash Girl, you will see millions, genuinely fucking millions of claims that the video you're seeing in the background is not the original video, that it's somehow this second video that this girl re-uploaded and re-edited to make herself look better. If you go on to TikTok, if you go on to Twitter, if you read any of the discourse around this, you will see millions of claims.
Ha! So she posted like the door was open, like he was just thirsty with his, his genitals out and stuff, waiting for her, when really he's just said leave it at the door, like everybody does. Leave it at the door. Leave it at the door, and ring the doorbell and leave type. That's what you're supposed to do. But she took it a step further. Instead of just leaving it at the door, she opened this door. Invasion of privacy.
That the original video was her walking up to this guy's front porch, seeing that the door was cracked open, opening it all the way, opening 2 doors even, walking into his house and filming him. And this is the basis a lot of people are using to say this girl was not assaulted, this girl's not the victim. If anything, she's the predator here. Yet somehow, even though apparently millions of people have seen this video, it does not exist anywhere on the internet. Anywhere.
Wow.
I have have looked for hours. Because when I heard about this situation, this is how it was introduced to me. I was like, how is this girl playing the victim? She walked into a person's house and they happen to be naked. But after looking into it, this video does not exist anywhere because the video does not exist. Period. If you disagree with me, if you think it does exist, find it. If you send it to me, I'll give you $1,000. If you can find this make-believe video of this woman walking up to this guy's house, opening his screen door, opening his main door, walking inside of his house.
So the video don't exist. See, I almost fell for it right there. See, this is crazy, bro. This the era we live in, man. You can say anything and people gonna believe it. God damn, we gotta stop taking people like we know them. Like, how do we know this nigga's not a known fucking compulsive liar? And we be trusting these motherfuckers, man.
Filming him and then leaving, I'll give you $1,000. Any way you want, just not on Cash App because for some reason they banned me. But I just cannot believe the discourse I'm seeing surrounding this situation. It genuinely blows my mind. I think this is a bit of a situation where nobody is really fully in the right, but for people to be painting this girl as like the perpetrator or the wrongdoer is just wacky. Because if you actually look at what we have, if you ignore all the people on TikTok and Twitter that are just lying because that's what they're doing, all the quote evidence they're presenting is just fake, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But if you look at this situation through the eyes of a real human being and not a person who's had their brain melted by Twitter, this is a pretty damn black and white situation. What we have right now is a video of this man's door being wide open when he knew he was expecting a DoorDash delivery. He also happened to quote fall asleep on the one piece of furniture that's visible from the door. The only clothes that he wasn't wearing were the ones that would expose his dick and balls. He had his face covered up by his arm. He was sleeping in pretty much like the only position that really exposes your penis, you know, on your back, legs spread. Yet somehow, people are convincing themselves, even without claiming that this make-believe first video exists, that it is not only plausible, but it's somehow normal behavior that this guy went out of his way to order food to his house, opened his door, went onto his couch, dropped his pants to his ankles, and then fell asleep.
Have they done a background check on the guy? Because I know that's going to be next. Like, is he like a known, you know, a flasher? Is he like a perv? I'm sure that's gonna come out. Like, who the hell? Okay, if this is what she's saying is true, because I'm not believing neither side right now. If this is what she's saying is true, you gotta be a sick ass nigga to purposely leave the door open and purposely lay down, leave your dick out for you. You probably looked and saw a girl's finna deliver your food. You probably saw how far she was. If it was purposely, you saw how far she was. You lay down on purpose, acted asleep, had your dick out. For what? I don't know. What did you think was gonna happen from that? Crazy. But people are crazy. That's what we learned from watching all these goddamn reactions. So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. What's y'all opinion? Do y'all believe the girl? Do y'all believe the internet saying that she walked in with a video that don't exist? I don't know, man. This shit is crazy.
Honestly, think if this guy was butt naked, maybe the people trying to defend him would have a better argument. But no, this guy was on his couch with his pants around his ankles, which I feel like shows a lot of intent. You know, it's one thing to walk around your own house naked. It's another thing to leave your door wide open and in view of the door, drop your pants to your ankles.
Right.
I mean, seriously, I just don't get how anybody's seeing this as anything other than an intentional act. This guy wanted this woman to see his dick. People being weird and sexual to their delivery drivers is nothing new. I mean, do you really think it's more likely than a man just deciding to be a creep, that a young woman, and not to sound like I'm fucking Andrew Tate here, but like a young modern woman would walk up to a house that presumably she thinks a man lives inside of and take it upon herself to walk inside, open multiple doors just because the front door was a little cracked? I mean, holy shit, if you believe that, like, have you even ever talked to a woman? And I'm not even saying that as a joke. Like, seriously, if you cannot fathom that it's more likely that a man's just being a weirdo than it is that a young woman would take it upon herself to basically break into a man's house, see that he's naked, and then whip out her phone and start filming?
That could be true. Listen, it depends on the person. I don't know the girl from a grain of salt. I don't know if she's like a crazy motherfucker. She might be crazy. The person on the couch might be crazy. We don't know neither one of them. So we can't take neither one of them word. It's about what you can prove. This is like court. It ain't what you say, it's what you can prove. That's where I'm at with it. Let me know where y'all at with it. I'm not on neither side.
Holy shit, that is a gold medal in mental gymnastics. Now look, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to say that everything this woman did was right. This video should have never ended up on TikTok. That is a non-negotiable. I think there is a really big issue that people have these days where they want to go to social media first before like any other form of report. Like before going to the police, before going to DoorDash. They're like, okay, let me make sure that TikTok sees this shit. And that is a real big issue. But that doesn't mean that this woman is still not the victim of something. She called it sexual assault. Is it sexual assault by definition? No, it's not. I think a lot of people are using that term against her, which I don't think is all that fair. Her using the wrong term or like a more extreme term does not like immediately invalidate the fact that a crime was committed against her. A lot of people want to say like, oh, well, he was in his own home. That doesn't fucking matter at all. You can't invite somebody to your front door and be butt naked and be like, oh, well, I was in my own home. That's on them. Yeah. No, it's not. That's like putting up a sign saying trick-or-treaters are welcome on Halloween night and opening your door naked. Intent matters. You cannot invite somebody to your front door, which having somebody deliver food to your front door is definitely doing, and then leave your door wide open with your dick out. At that point, it does not matter where you are. But all that is really like an argument against people who think that it went down the way this lady is saying it did. And if you believe her story, yet you still think she was in the wrong and this guy did nothing bad, I don't even know what to say to you. Like, yes, there are criticisms to be made on both sides here, but the guy who whipped out his dick to try to get a girl to see his penis when she delivered his food is definitely the one who deserves more of it. If you can't...
They're both in the wrong. That's what I'm going to say off the rip. They're both in the wrong. The guy's wrong, whether he did it intentionally or not, or just really drunk, passed out, jacking off, watching a movie, waiting for his food to come. Whatever the case, he's wrong, and she's wrong for recording it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, record it and make him go viral. The man was asleep. That is invasion. But at the same time, you are violated by him leaving that door open. Maybe whether that was an intent or not, it's still like, come on, you out of pocket, bro. You got to accept that. And she's out of pocket for it. So they're both in the wrong, but let's keep watching.
Rationalize that, then you might just be a lost cause. Probably not as big of a lost cause as the people spreading this bullshit about how there was this like secret first video are though. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna go through some of this evidence that people are presenting because it's just insane. If you've been following this or looking into this, you've probably seen a screenshot that looks like this, which a lot of people are using as quote evidence to show, look, the door was just cracked, she had to have pushed it open. If you look at this screenshot and that is the conclusion you come to, I'm sorry to tell you this, I don't like using this word, but you're stupid. You're a dumbass. You can literally see on the left the clean line that cuts this caption off because this is just a cropped picture. A cropped picture made to look like the door was cracked when it wasn't. Why is the caption cropped if this is from an original video? Why is the caption cropped if this is just a normal screenshot? It's not. It's edited. The door was never cracked and there's no evidence of the door ever being cracked. There's no evidence of the door being anything but wide open. There's also this story circulating that this guy has provided Ring doorbell footage to the police that shows that this girl opened the door. Yeah, where is there a Ring doorbell?
Now that would be interesting. That would definitely change things. If there is a Ring camera or any sort of camera on that porch that could show what's happening, then you got action. Right now, again, it's just what you can prove, not what you say, it's what you can prove.
In this frame. Can you find me a Ring doorbell anywhere on this property? I've seen dozens of comments saying this guy was just drunk. How the fuck do you know that? Who is this guy? What's his name? How do you know anything about his situation? Again, if you can find me any of this evidence, if you can find me the original video of her pushing open the door, if you can find me this Ring doorbell footage that's been provided to the police that you somehow know about, if you can find a video of this guy saying, this is me, I can prove it, look, I was so drunk, this was a huge mistake, I will give you $1,000. But my wallet will be safe because it does not exist and you are making shit up.
So this is just one big ass shit show, period. He just made a good point. How do we even know the man is drunk? How do we know anything? How do we know any facts about this shit? The man ain't came out and said nothing. It's only her going on the internet and she put out this story and she put out the narrative and everybody countered the narrative or everybody either rolling with her on her narrative. This shit is, goddamn, this is first of many of what's to come. This is like a small situation. There are going to be way bigger situations like this because we're really in the middle of this. It's going viral as fuck. And just think, dog, like this has been going on forever with ladies accusing guys of doing stuff and everybody just side with the girl because she's a female and then come to find out years later the girl was lying. And they'd be like, damn, how do you know who to believe? How do you know who to believe? That's what I'm asking y'all. Let me know in the comment section. You personally, how do you know when someone is lying? How can you tell when somebody isn't? Can you? Let me know.
Never in my entire life have I ever seen anything on social media balloon into something like this, where you have millions of people just lying to lie. Lying just to try and disprove somebody for what? Is it just spite? Do you just hate women? Do you just not think stuff like this happens? The fact that people are sitting here trying to convince themselves that these make-believe things happen that they have not seen with their own eyes, because I know they haven't because these videos don't exist. Otherwise, somebody would have one of them, and just ignoring all the videos we do have, stuff is insane. Like, look, don't get me wrong. I understand that we are living in a time where people do lie about stuff like this. That does happen, and that obviously is a huge problem, but I would argue that a bigger problem we have these days is not that people want to be a victim or lie about being a victim. It's that people hear about somebody becoming a victim or being a victim, and their first instinct is to do everything they possibly can to try and disprove that. Yeah. Going as far as making shit up just to make it sound like it didn't happen. I mean, seriously, go onto TikTok, go onto Twitter, go onto Reddit, read the comments about this, and you will feel like you're losing your fucking mind. All these people, these millions of fucking people who've apparently seen these videos, they've seen this girl saying, I opened the door as wide as I could and I walked in there, I stood over him. I was trying to get a close-up of his nose hairs. And they're like, okay, do you have that clip? And they're like, no, it got taken down. It doesn't exist anymore. Every single other clip involving this exists. All the ones that make this girl look like the victim exist, but no, all the other ones, they're gone. They've been wiped off the internet somehow, even though millions of people saw them. And
welcome to the troll era. That's all this is. That's all it is trolling. If you're going to put your situation on social media for thousands and millions of people to give their input, some people don't care. Some people give zero fucks about what you're going through. Some people have zero sympathy for what you're going through. So guess what? Hey guys, this guy showed me hey, shut up, you're lying. He didn't show you nothing. There's a video out there that shows you doing it. I'm just gonna throw some shit out because I don't give a fuck. I'm trolling, and I'm just throwing a monkey wrench in your situation. And then somebody's gonna believe it, and it's gonna spiral. Then it's gonna snowball. Now I got 1,000 people that believe me. Then I got 2,000 people saying it. Now I got 10,000 people. Like, it's gonna snowball. That's social media for you, man. People are going to run with the narrative that they see first and that they believe the most.
Presumably thousands of people would have saved them or downloaded them because that's like what you do, right? In today's outraged culture, if you see a video of a DoorDasher walking into a person's house, filming them naked and then playing the victim, that video is getting saved by every other person who sees it. Saying anything else is complete fucking bullshit. So this idea that they're just all gone, they've all been wiped off the internet, they'll never be recovered, it's like, holy fucking shit, do you hear yourself? You might ask me, August, do you hear yourself? You sound kind of heated, and yeah, I kind of am. I'm tired of people being so fucking unbelievably stupid. It's tiring. Social media illiteracy is at an all-time low. I could have went to a furniture store and bought a gray couch and been like, guys, you won't believe it. That was me in that TikTok. Yeah, I had a really long day at work that day. I got into the bottle a little bit too heavily, and I just passed out. I like to sleep with my pants around my ankles, don't ask. And you know what? That order wasn't even for me. It was for my neighbor, and she looked into my door, she kicked it open, she fucking battering rammed it down because she could sense my dick was out.
If you think this is something, just wait until the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years what AI is going to be capable of doing. Y'all see what it's doing already with these videos. Imagine when they super perfect this shit. Woo, it's going to be all type of accusations, false allegations, everything on people.
God forbid a man like to sleep with the door cracked so he can feel the wind tickle his balls. And she used that as an excuse to violate me. Put on a few fake tears, I could have convinced millions of you idiots that I was actually that guy, and you would have believed it with no proof. And I'm sick and tired of it. People are too fucking stupid to be allowed on the internet these days. Again, should this video have ended up on the internet? Absolutely not. Never. She should have taken this straight to the police. This is not something that should have ended up on TikTok. Yep. And for that, this girl deserved to be fired from DoorDash. I do believe that. I do agree with that. I don't think it was wrong for DoorDash to fire her. But to think that this is all just some crazy fucking ploy by this girl where she broke into this guy's house, it's like, come on. The proof is in front of you. You need to ask yourself, why are you trying to fight so hard against that? You might want to look inward. Well, guys, what are your thoughts? Like I said, I mean, if I'm wrong here, prove it, please. If I'm wrong, I'll put my foot in my mouth, I'll delete this video, hell, I'll even donate to the dude's legal fund. If you can find me these videos that are like mythological entities at this point already, please do it, because I don't believe they exist, because I'm pretty sure they don't. Like I said, I don't think anybody in this situation is fully in the right, but there's definitely one party who's a hell of a lot more right than the other, and for some reason, it doesn't seem like the greater internet can see that. It's very...
Yep, all right. Well, I'm going to ask y'all now, what do y'all think? If you haven't seen this story, you can go look it up. For obvious reasons, you can't post the actual video of what happened and what she saw on YouTube. So, you know, go search TikTok if you really want to see the, you know, maybe it's on there, maybe it's not. But if it's not, you can go search Twitter. I'm sure it's going to be on there, or Reddit or something like that. But let me know what y'all think in the comments section, man. How do y'all feel about this situation? How do y'all feel about the future with these type of situations happening and people taking it to the internet? Who should get in trouble? They both should be in trouble, in my opinion. But who should be in trouble in your eyes? Was the girl wrong? Was the guy wrong? Let me know in the comment section how you feel. I'm gonna give y'all 2 seconds to smash the like. And as always, get ready for the next reaction.